I have finished the last chapter of book Mindset by Dweck. It was a good chapter, and I will share my thoughts and reflections that I learned from the eighth chapter. And the growth mindset is based on the belief in change. And the most gratifying part of my work is watching people change. I love this because I really believe that that's why I started my YouTube channel as well, because I want to add value to other people. And I believe that I could change. I believe other people will change. And I think that every time that people listen lessons, they could improve, get better, and use those lessons in their own lives. Nothing is better than seeing people find their way to things they value. It's interesting because a lot of times people are not able to find their way, and they need to get some kind of external push to be able to find their way. And I think that's a lot of times people need to help not just themselves but others to find the way where they could go. And of course, a lot of times we need to make some kind of small change in our minds to be able to find the way that we are looking for. Change isn't like surgery. Even when you change, the old beliefs aren't just removed like a worn out hip or knee and replaced with better ones. So basically, what she's saying that change isn't like surgery. That means that you're not able to remove your old habits, your old beliefs. You need to change them to some other, and it's basically happening slowly, little by little, until it's totally removed, and most likely will be not fully removed, it just will be fully changed with some new beliefs. And when you realize that, that means that you are not judging yourself when all beliefs are still there. And you just say, okay, I still need to work on that, and I didn't remove those beliefs yet. And that's basically part of the growth mindset. Simply learning about the growth mindset seems to mobilize people for meeting challenges and persevering. So that means when you are aware about growth mindset, you're understanding the power of growth mindset. This already helps to move forward because when you are struggling, it's very difficult to move forward if you think that the position that you are in will not change. And if you believe that your abilities will not change, it's almost impossible to be positive. But when you know that when you live your life and you're intentional about your growth and you're becoming better and better every day, those challenges that are difficult now could be easy in the future. They think I will do it tomorrow, and the next day comes and the next day goes. So basically, a lot of times people who fix mindsets believe that if they made a decision and they will be able to do it tomorrow, it doesn't help. You need to make concrete plans that could help you to really make things happen. And basically, she said that what works is making vivid, concrete plans. So that means if you want to do something tomorrow, that means you need to exactly type everything out, where how that will look like, where that look like, and everything about that plan. So that means that these concrete plans needs to be set, and you need to visualize it. So basically, it needs to be about when, where, and how you are going to do something lead to really high levels of follow through. So that means that you are able to visualize what you will do tomorrow, where, when, and how you're able to do it. Because they're saying that everything in life happens two times: first in your mind and in second time in your life. You never thought about it. It's very hard to make it happen. So when you visualize where and how you will do it, it's much easier to persevere and do it next day. You can feel miserable and still reach out for information that will help you to improve. It's such an interesting thing because a lot of times people say, okay, I will not do it because I don't feel like it, because I feel miserable and I will not do it. But when you realize that most majority of people have days that they feel miserable, but you still are able to do a lot of things during those days when you feel miserable. You're able to get some kind of resources. You can do something small, action step, or minimal action that you could say that I did something to move myself forward and get extra ability to next day when you do not feel as miserable, you're able to move forward much faster. They realize that to succeed, they will need to learn and practice strategies that work for them. So that means when you think about growth mindset, a lot of gurus say exactly what you need to do to succeed in life. But those lessons a lot of times doesn't work because we need to figure out what works for you, for as a person. Everyone's individual. No one is copy of someone else. No one is duplicate. So that means we need to ask ourselves and find different ways how we could figure out what works for us and use because and this is part of the growth mindset. That means when we listen to different kind of people who have results that we're looking for, we're able to implement different things, try it out on ourselves, and see which strategies works the best for you and for everyone. Um, Change can be tough, but I have never heard anyone say it wasn't worth it. And basically, what she says that change is a lot as very difficult because you have lived the same routine for a lot of years. And if you live for 10, 20 years with the exactly the same thoughts, change could be very, very tough. But if you're willing to persevere, willing to take actions, willing to really to ask yourself if this is worth it, and at the end of the day, you will understand that all the things that you did, even though it was difficult, it was meaningful. So this is the things that I learned from the last chapter. She shared more things, but I didn't took the notes because she shared some examples of fixed mindset and growth mindset. But all in all, I really enjoyed this book. Now I will move to other books and other reflections. I'm still reading The Battle of the Mind. But for this book, I could recommend this book because I have heard the growth mindset and fixed mindset a lot of times, and I thought that I knew what it is, but after reading this book, I get even more understanding, and I realized that there was a few things that I needed to improve, and I'm super happy that I read it.